Let's talk about the new palette from Bella Beaute Bar, and it is the Come Play With Us palette. I believe this is in reference to a horror movie. Is it The Shining? I'm not 100% sure. I am not a horror movie girly. You're gonna have to tell me in the comments below what you think of the color story and if it does go with the movie theme. And also, I'm probably not gonna get the references of the shade names, but I'm just here for the color story and the beautiful sparkly shades and the Bella Beaute Bar formula, of course. I did receive this palette in PR and is launching tomorrow at the time you're seeing this, Sunday, October 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and it will retail for $72. And my affiliate code will be up on the screen in case you're interested in anything on the Bella Beaute Bar website. And I'm going to be showing you detailed swatches of the different shimmer shades because we do have some different textures in here. You know I love me some more iridescent types of shades, so I'm very excited for those. If you showed me this color story with no context, I would definitely think this is a little bit more of a winter color story. So let's get into the detailed swatches and then the two looks, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end of the video. First two shades are Frostbite and Blizzard, and these both feel super smooth. Look at how shiny. Definitely more on the sheer side. I love this kind of iridescent. Very, very smooth, but they do have just like that super fine sparkle. Frostbite is a blue iridescent with purple flecks throughout it, and it shifts to purple. Blizzard has pink, yellow, green flecks throughout it. Overall, it looks green, and it shifts to blue to purple. And here's the flecks throughout it. Next two shades are Snowcat and Imaginary Friend. You can see the particle size is different. Imaginary Friend is a little bit more flaky. So Snowcat is a really opaque, really vibrant blue, super, super beautiful. Definitely more on the smooth side, does not feel squishy. Imaginary Friend does have a bit more of a slickness to it. So it's definitely a little bit more emollient. And that one is so interesting. It's got a grassy green base with silvery and pink reflect. It shifts to orange to green. It's really, really beautiful, and it does smooth out. Next two shades are Shine and Elevator. So Shine is an iridescent, which I love me some iridescence in a palette for sure. It's whitish with green and pink flecks throughout it. And then Elevator definitely stains. I did already swatch this on my arm, and it did stain pretty quickly. I feel like you can kind of tell here it's going to start to stain. But this is a really beautiful, vibrant red. It does have a slightly larger particle size, not as big as Imaginary Friend, but it does smooth out because it does have just a little bit more emollient feeling to it. Just a tiny bit, especially compared to like Shine and Frostbite. This is my finger from just wiping the shade off on a paper towel. And Shine shifts to a green, mostly green, but I feel like I see a little bit of purple in there. And the last two shades are the Gold Room and 237. The Gold Room does have a little bit more of a texture, but not in a flaky way. A little bit more of like the particle size is just larger. I don't want to say feels gritty because it's not going to be irritating, but I do feel like it's a little bit gritty, and it's extra reflective, extra shiny. It does remind me of some other shades that Bella Beaute Bar has been doing in their palettes where it's just extra sparkly because the particle size is a little bit larger. And 237 is very smooth. It has maybe ever so slightly more of an emollient feeling to it, just a little bit. And that one is a beautiful green shifting to purple with like a grayish base, really, really vibrant green. And the Gold Room is an orange leaning gold. Super extra reflective. And with the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow primer, I really just want to do kind of more monochromatic looks. So I think I'm going to do a blue look and then a green look. So I'm starting out with Twins, and I'm just going to fluff that right into the crease. Starting with the outer crease, working inwards. And then I'm wiping off the brush and I'm taking Isolation, and that one I'm going to start on the inner crease and then start blending it up into Twins, like above it. Next I'm taking Typewriter and popping it on the outer corner and a little bit underneath the lower lash line, and just blending it out. I'm going to take a little bit of Twins just on the edge of that, going back in with just a little bit more Typewriter, just really deepening it out on the outer corner. And then I think I'm gonna go in with Snowcat right in the center, kind of a little bit on an angle. I do want to leave just this upper area clear. I'm just gonna take a little bit more. I'm just using my finger. I feel like this one's a little bit kind of chunky. I would be curious to try this one with a brush because I feel like it's applying a little bit chunky with my finger and I can't even smooth it out. I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit more typewriter and make sure there's no harsh edges. And I'm just taking this clean brush, going over the edges. Picked up Frostbite and I misted it with the Cosmetics Mist Potion, and that's gonna go right next to that blue, and I'm gonna put it up into my crease and then all the way to kind of hug the Snowcat. And this is the first finished look. Second look, I primed with the Ulta Beauty Eyeshadow Primer, and I'm going to be starting out with Hedge Maze. And it's going to go right onto the lid, right on the outer corner. I'm just kind of spreading it out. And then I'm going to slowly start blending it. And connecting my lower lash line with it. And I'm gonna wipe off this brush and I'm taking Caretaker. And I'm working that on the outer corners, edges, of that shade. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more Hedge Maze, just like right out here. And start blending it out. I'm gonna take a little bit more Caretaker, just like up here. And then I'm gonna take Overlook, and I don't want these two to really mix, so I'm just gonna keep it on this on my inner crease, half crease. So I'm just kind of more like placing it there. And I'm gonna take a little bit of just setting powder on the same brush, since I don't have another shade to kind of help blend this out even further, and I'm just blending that. Picked up Imaginary Friend, which this shade is a little bit flaky, and I did mist it with the Cosmetics Potion again. The Fix Potion, the Mist Potion. I will call it everything except what it's actually called. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more, and it did smooth out and apply really, really nicely. And then using the What's Up Beauty R107 brush, I'm taking Blizzard and again misting it, and that's gonna go right up in here. I think I picked up a little too much, so I'm just gonna try to spread it to the best of my ability. And I'm gonna just leave this as kind of a little bit of like a fall cut crease without actually being a cut crease. I'm not gonna fully blend it up. I really love this lid shade. It is so pretty. And here's the finished look. So as I said, I can't speak on the theme, but it seems like everyone is excited for this theme. The time frame of this launch is very fitting. The mattes are right on par with other Bella Beauté bar palettes. Didn't notice any difference there. I've used pretty much every shade in this palette in the 3 looks that I have created with it so far, so really enjoying the mattes. I like that there is depth with these 2 matte shades, and then there's also some mid-tone mattes as well as some more vibrant mattes and then some lighter mattes as well. So I think it's a really nice balance of the variety of mattes you're getting and the amount of looks that you'll be able to create. You can easily do more monochromatic looks like I did with 1 and 2, or you could even do a neutral look if you just wanted to throw this one in the crease or this one and then use one of the shimmer shades on the lid. About the shimmer shades, as I mentioned, there are a couple of different finishes in here. Some of the shades do feel a little bit more slick, a little bit more emollient. I'm currently wearing 237 and the shade did start to crease on me pretty much within the first 10 minutes on my lids, and I've been pretty much trying to babysit it for the past couple hours, so I will have to use a tissue with that one to just get any excess binder out so that hopefully it will alleviate some of the creasing, at least the quickness at which it starts to crease. I don't mind a little bit of creasing after like 4 to 5 hours, but within first 10-30 minutes, I'm not going to be wanting to babysit an eyeshadow all day and just making sure I'm tapping it out hourly. That's just not going to work for me personally as someone with hooded oily lids, unfortunately, and that's why I definitely have to press a tissue into it just to help alleviate that. There might be other shades that might be a little bit more prone to creasing, some of the ones that are a little bit more emollient like this one as well. I'm not too too worried about like specifically these two shades. They're just like a really smooth iridescent, and those also you can't really tell as much when they're creasing because they are iridescent, because they are so light, which is usually why I tend to prefer using lighter shades on the lid as well, because the creasing is just not as obvious. I love how vibrant this one and this one are. They do feel a little bit actually thicker to the touch. I really want to use the red on the lids, but I'm just afraid of it staining and being that kind of stain that kind of gets left behind even after I use makeup remover to remove it. I would have to wear it on a day where I know the next day I'm going to be using eyeshadow primer to make sure to cover it up, and also the eyeshadow look will be covering up any staining. So something to keep in mind if you don't like staining. I have not used this shade on the lid yet, so I'm not sure, but I haven't experienced any staining with other Bella Beaute bar mattes, so I don't think that this one will, but I can't say for sure. This palette is definitely jam-packed with special shimmers. You have some extra sparkly shimmers, you have some super fun and shifty shimmers like these two, and then some that are just really dimensional with different flecks throughout them. Overall, I've had a lot of fun with the palette, and I'm definitely going to be reaching for like especially these three shades like a lot. They're just so shiny, metallic, smooth, and beautiful. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this palette, which look is your favorite, and if you like close-up swatches of shiny, sparkly, shifty eyeshadows and tutorials, then I'll have some of my other videos up on the screen for you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.